Good evening students. In the previous class I just given an introduction what is mean by a map reduce model. So why we use a map reduce technique and what is the advantage of using in a map reduce technique. In this there are n number of tools are available in a Hadoop. The major two tools are called as a pick and dive. All the HDFS tools we are going to study in the module 2. Okay, so the major tools are here pick and hive. Now what is the advantage of that we are going to study. Before going to learn about the Hadoop tools, we learn what is the stages and what is the processing steps are available in the map reduce. One is called as, the name itself says, a map reduce model. One is called mapping, another one is called as a reducer. Now what is mean by mapping? Mapping is an ordinary, where the mapping is an ordinary stage where it can applied to an input data, whereas reducing is a one stage where we can say it's about the output data. For example, if I say here, you can see mapping stage procedure is applied to input data, and the map, whatever the you are applied for an input data, some kind of algorithm you are going to use. Either it may be a Bayesian algorithm or it may be a machine learning, some of the algorithms, maybe sorting technique or a searching technique can be used. So such techniques can be used for the processing, that is for the inputting the data, that is called as a mapping. Now during a mapping, what is happening? The mapper inputs is nothing but a text file, then the output is nothing but a data in a pair, or it may be in some key factor or some formatted way. Always the mapper will be in the text file, the output will be in terms of a data, or it may be in some value, or it may be in some token name or a count. This is about a mapping. Mapping is nothing but some techniques I will use, some algorithms I will use, and it will be processing, applying for inputting the data. Now reducer. Reducer script is another stage or a second stage of map reduce algorithm. Now what I do in the reducer script, it takes these key values, that means the output of the mapper. The output of the mapper will be considered, that is the key value, and combines the similar tokens and counts the total number of instances that may result in a new key value pair. That is called as a reducer. What I learned here, for example, mapper will be taken and it will be applied for some input data. It will process that, it will use some techniques, some algorithm I'll use, I'll get some output. That output in terms of count, it may be like some token, it may be like some value. So that is the output of a mapper. Now reducer, what it will do, the reducer is, and always the mapper is in a text file. What will do the reducer? Reducer is nothing but it will combine all such types of similar behavior, similar way or a similar category or a similar behavior of data values into one set, and after summarizing, and it will combine the similar tokens. The similarity where it has more, it will combines them, and then it will count the total number of instances that may result in a new key value, which may gives one new value to it. That is called as a reducer, or it is called as a scripter, or it is called as a reducing technique. So mapping and reducing. Please understand what is meant by mapping, what is meant by reducing, which is very very important in this module. Clear? Now we'll go with one small example. Now here when we started writing one small program, you can see it's a simple mapper. What is meant by map? You just map it by to the data and apply some of the sorting or a searching technique, and it will becomes like some token values, or it may be always in the form of a txt file. That is only the definition. Now I'll see here mapping. Now I have written a small code with a bin with an dash command, where while read the line, do for a token in line. So what if token is equal to Kurzweil, then print Kurzweil. Else if token is in Petersburg, then print Petersburg. And done. Okay, simple message. It's just like an if condition. If the condition is true, token condition is true, print Kurzweil. If condition is false, print Petersburg. So this is a one simple mapper. I have done it based on one condition. Now reduce shifter is script, you see. What is the reduce scripter is saying here? So it is having a count number. Initially the k count and p count, that is Kurzweil how many times it has printed, Petersburg how many times it has printed. Initially the counter is 0, k count is 0 and p count is also 0. While read the line, if line is equal to Kurzweil, then increment the k count by 1. Okay, that is k count is equal to k count plus 1. So start incrementing by 1. So if it is condition is true and Kurzweil is printed, and update and it keep on incrementing the k count. Suppose if the condition is false and the Petersburg has printed, and then repeat it. how many times it printed the Petersburg. So this is about the condition. Now at last you print how many Kurzweil is being printed, like a count, like in a K count, how many times Petersburg has printed within a P count, K count and P count. So this is called as a reducer and scripter. This is called as a mapper. A simple program only. For example, write a program if A is equal to 1, print Manjula. Else if print it is in a something like in a SSVC. Okay, so I'll add the incremental. If the condition is true, if it is true, how many times the Manjula has printed, what is the number of count, K count. Similarly, if the condition is false, how many times SSCC has printed, what is the count. So in that way you can analyze what is meant by a mapper, what is meant by a scripter. So this is called as a simple map reduce techniques. So what we learned, you apply some to an input data, some sorting technique or some algorithm you apply. K count is will collect the similarities, how many times similar data, similar behavior, and it will give you the new key value of the same processed input from the mapper. So in this way a simple analysis called as a map reduce algorithm technique can be taken. Hope you understood this. Now the mapper and reducer functions are both defined with respect to the data structure, that is a key and value. The mapper takes one pair of data with a type in one data domain and returns a list of pairs in a different domain. That is, map is equal to key 1 is equal to value, that is a list of key 2 and value 2. The reducer is also takes, if key 2 is there, what is the list value based on the list value. So what we learned here, each reducer calls typically produces either one value or an empty responses. Thus what I want to conclude here, map reduce framework transforms a list of or a pair of data or a value into a list of values. That means it is inspired by a map and reduce function commands used in many functional programming languages. So I'll repeat the things. A map reduce framework transforms a list of key values or a pair into a list of values, or it is inspired by a map function and a reduce function command usually used in many functional programming language. Now, what is the major properties of a map reduce framework? The major first property is data flow is in one direction, that is mapping and reducing. Another one is the input data are not changed and the new data are produced and implemented in any number of ways to provide a better performance, and mapper process is fully scalable. Spread the data over multiple servers. So these are the some major properties of a map reduce algorithm. So I'll repeat how the data is flowing in one direction. That means what I want to say, it is possible to use the output of a reduce step as the input to another map reduce process. That is a flow. Second one is by applying the mapping and reducing function, the input data will be generated. Because I am not going to change the input, automatically I can also, by using the reducing function, I can generate the data. How I produced it? By K value and Petersburg, P value, K count and P count. That is generated the data. Because there is no dependency on how many the mapping and reducing functions are applied, normally it is implemented in any number of ways. There is no dependency behavior. In general, the mapper process is fully scalable and can be applied to any subset of the input data. That is, results from multiple parallel mapping functions are then combined in the reducer phase. Hadoop accomplishes parallelism by using a distributed file system to slice and spread data over multiple servers. So this is a major important property of a map reducer functions. Now elaborate the Apache Hadoop parallel map reduce data flow. So I think I'll take up the introduction part here. What is meant by a parallel map reducing data? Till now we learned about what is a mapper, what is a reducer, what is a map function and a reduce function, what is the property of that. Now we are going to learn in this topic a parallel